PATRICE ESPINO. I am in grade 9 studying in Ceremonia Sarjana School in Brunei Darussalam. I am very glad to be able to be a part of this year's GEMA World Storytelling Competition. This is the story of the Clockmaker's secret. In the quiet town of Alderbridge, where the streets curled like vines and time seemed to move just a bit slower, there was an old shop nestled between the tea house and a forgotten bookstore. Its sign was faded but legible. Avery Bell, Master Clockmaker. Avery Bell was an odd man, kind, meticulous, and solitary. For nearly 50 years, he repaired the town's clocks with uncanny precision. No one ever remembered him taking a day off or leaving the shop. Then, one rainy morning in October, the shop didn't open. Concerned, the local postman, Harold, peeked through the dusty glass. The lights were off. The open sign hung crookedly. But inside, something felt wrong. The police were called. When they forced the door open, they found the shop empty. No sign of Avery, no sign of a struggle. Just clocks, hundreds of them, in pin-drop silence. Every single clock had stopped at the same time, 3:33 a.m. No power outage, no mechanical failure, just silence. Detective Elise Monroe was called in from the city, a woman known for solving cold cases and stranger things. She arrived with a rain-soaked coat and a sharp gaze. As she walked through the shop, she noticed how clean everything was. No dust, no signs of chaos, tools laid out neatly, coffee cup still half full. But there were no fingerprints. None. Not even Avery's. Only one thing stood out. An old grandfather clock in the corner. Unlike the others, it was covered in black velvet. Its hands were missing, its face cracked. A small brass plaque at the base read, "For time that does not wish to be found." Elise lifted the velvet. Beneath the broken glass, she saw something strange. A keyhole shaped like a crescent moon. She searched the shop until she found a small drawer, locked. Using a pick from her kit, she opened it, and inside was the key, brass, crescent-shaped. She inserted it into the grandfather clock, and the moment it clicked into place, the clocks began to tick again. But not all at once. They ticked one after another, in a sequence that circled the room like falling dominoes. Tick, tick, tick. Then, the chimes began. Soft, melancholy, and beneath them, a sound Elise couldn't explain. Whispering. She turned toward the back of the shop, where a small, narrow staircase led downward, a place no one had noticed before. The basement was colder than it should have been. There was no furniture, just a single desk with a leather journal and a mirror draped in cloth. Elise opened the journal. Avery's handwriting was neat and slanted. She flipped to the final entry. "Tonight, I finished the work. The clock is almost complete. If I've done it right, I'll see her again. Not just her echo, but her. I know the risks. Time was never meant to fold this way, but our love was never meant to end either." Elise stared at the page. "See her again," she murmured. A name had been scrawled at the top of the journal. Lydia Bell. His wife. Died in 1973. A car crash. Avery had never spoken of her, but there were rumors. How he lost himself for years afterward. How he buried himself in gears and springs. How he said once in a moment of grief, "Time took her, time can give her back." Elise turned to the mirror. She pulled off the cloth, and behind the glass, she didn't see her own reflection. She saw the shop, as it was 50 years ago. Brighter, new, sunlight through the windows, and behind the counter, Avery. Bright, young, holding the hand of a woman with red hair and a soft laugh. Lydia. Elise blinked, and the scene was gone. Just her, in the dark, staring into an empty mirror. The case was closed. No evidence, no rational answer to whatever happened in there. Just the sound of ticking, slow and steady, from the grandfather clock, which now kept perfect time. Locals say they still hear whispers if they pass the shop at night. Some even claim that they've seen Avery and Lydia inside, dancing between the ticking clocks. To this day, Detective Elise keeps the journal on her nightstand. Late at night, she flips through its pages, thinking about that final entry, wondering, if time really could fold again, would she be able to go back? Back to the night her husband died. Back to the night everything changed. And if she could, would she be able to stop it?